And that's where we start tonight. Israel now expanding its ground operation in southern Gaza. The images coming in tonight, the raging battles in the streets, hunting down Hamas fighters, warning civilians to get out of harm's way. But many there are caught in the crossfire. Hundreds of thousands have been told to move south. So now where do they go? Israel dropping leaflets with links to this map showing civilians safe zones. But there is limited electricity and internet, and many are getting caught in this horror. Homes destroyed in this strike. You can actually see the women trapped on an upper floor right there. Down below, the search for bodies. Authorities say children are among the dead. And the images tonight, an ambulance coming under fire, the crew scrambling inside. And of course, all of this tonight amid another major question. What about the hostages in Gaza, Americans among them? The ceasefire now long over, the families meeting just a short time ago with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and it was very tense. ABC's James Longman leading us off tonight from Israel.
Tonight, battles raging in the streets of southern Gaza. Israeli military fighting in the heart of Khan Yunis, the largest city in Gaza's south. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have fled here for safety. This video shows the moment an ambulance was caught in the crossfire. And here, moments after another strike nearby, panic and confusion, a desperate search for survivors, children pulled from the rubble. More than 16,000 Palestinians killed, according to the Hamas-run health ministry.
We're in an artillery position about 2 miles away from Gaza. The focus of this operation is now shifting from the north to the south. But that was where Palestinians were told to go for safety. Now, they've got nowhere to go.
Israel dropping leaflets in southern Gaza with links to these maps, which they say show which neighborhoods are safe from the fighting. Today, we pressed the IDF.
If you told them to go south for safety before, why would they believe you now?
We advised them where to leave, and I'm reminding you that it's not us that chose the battlefield. Hamas chose the battlefield by digging its infrastructure underneath civilians.
But with limited electricity and internet, many civilians, like 22-year-old Hamza Ibrahim, don't know where to go to avoid the fighting.
There is no life here in Gaza.
You feel it's too dangerous for you to leave?
There's a bombing everywhere, and nobody can go out.
And in Israel tonight, the Israeli government vowing to fight until their victory.
Where the hell are you?
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu voicing outrage at what he says is the silence from the international community over the alleged sexual violence committed by Hamas during the October 7th attack.
I expect all civilized leaders, governments, nations to speak up against this atrocity.
President Biden today condemning Hamas, saying, quote, "The world can't just look away at what's going on. It's on all of us to forcibly condemn the sexual violence of Hamas terrorists without equivocation." Tonight, the fate of more than 130 hostages, including Americans, unknown. But just days after 5-year-old Amelia Aloni was freed by Hamas and back in her mother's arms, this moment. Amelia returning to school today. Her classmates waiting on the steps, all wanting to give her a hug.
One sliver of hope from the war zone tonight. And James Longman back with us live from Tel Aviv. And James, it's been 60 days now since the Hamas terror attack in Israel. 60 days, of course, of holding those hostages, including Americans. Tonight, we see these images of fierce fighting you've just reported from southern Gaza, the ceasefire long over. What are you learning about the hostages and the families in this meeting late today with Benjamin Netanyahu?
Yeah, there was a very tense meeting, David, between Prime Minister Netanyahu and the families of the hostages. According to local reports, he told them that there was no possibility of bringing their loved ones home anytime soon. Some of those present even shouting at the Prime Minister, asking him to restart the negotiations as soon as possible.